Hi everyone. So my name is Lami Gidado and I'm a play therapist. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Dara. I'm just going to allow Rose to introduce herself. So Rose.
Hello everyone. I'm Rose and I'm a teacher and a play therapist trainee.
Okay. So what we want to do in this video is just talk about some of our African practices that are therapeutic, and we decided to choose what we call Dara. I think around the world it's called Mankala. It's an African game and it dates back 4,000 years back. So Rose, I know this was a childhood game.
Yeah.
So this is an African board game, and usually, I think sometimes we use stones.
Stones, yeah.
Yes, these are atili seeds, and
Sure.
that's olive seeds painted, right? So you
Yeah.
can use anything from the environment.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you know, when we were growing, we were using the olive seeds and also selected stones. And you can imagine children, they can think through, because back then we were not having the wooden parts. Is the children can be creative in play. We'll have all the holes on the ground, you know, and the connection with the sun when it comes to children. And yeah, I can remember some of the skills I learned and also what my teachers discovered about myself back then. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll talk about those skills, but I'm curious about the holes that you talked about. Because for me, growing up, I think I didn't know about the holes but like you said, the creativity, improvising where
Yes.
you don't have something like this.
Yes.
And that's one thing about Africa, we improvise a lot.
Sure.
So when you dig the holes in the ground, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 12 holes,
Sure.
right?
Yes.
What do you do? Do you pour water or do you use mud so that it becomes solid? Because you're going to pick this up.
Yes.
Are you picking it up with the sand?
Before playing, we'll definitely clean the holes.
Okay.
And before digging, I can't remember us pouring water or whatever, but I knew the passion was there. So we find a way of digging the holes. And before playing, we clean the holes, very clean.
Oh, okay. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about how to play the game. Then we'll talk about the strategies.
Yeah.
So we have 12 holes.
Yeah.
And in each one you have 4 seeds.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you play it?
So for me, if I should start, I can just pick from anywhere. And this game can be analytical in nature.
Yeah.
If you are used to it, you can even read the mind of whoever you're playing with.
Yes.
So I can choose to start from here. So when I pick, I have 4 here. I go like this, and the last one I pick here. I move like this. We continue like this.
And the goal at the end is to what?
The goal at the end is to have 4.
Okay.
So now this is the last one I stop.
Right. Then it will be your opponent's turn. And so anywhere you have 4 becomes yours.
Yes.
So at the end, the goal is to have more seats than
the other person.
Than the other person.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's interesting because even children who cannot count,
yes,
can play it.
Sure.
And then they learn how to count.
They learn how to count as a result of playing
Yes, because you have to be strategic.
Yes.
It's a game of strategy. So you have to think about, where do I start from so that, I can end up with 4.
With 4.
Right? So did you always win when you were a child?
Yes. And you know, when I was a child, I can remember how I own the holes, you know, and other children would want to come over to play in my own, you know, where I have the holes. And I always win. And to be honest, I learned counting a lot at that moment. And I could remember how my friends would line up. They want to be at my own side because of the strategy and how I will calculate and finish well with more seats on my side than the other person.
Yeah. You said something about leadership earlier on, you know, when we were talking.
Yes.
Can you talk about that again?
Yes. At that period, I wasn't very strong academically at that moment, but I was appointed as the head girl.
Where do you think those skills came from?
From play.
From play.
Yes.
And you mentioned how, you know, you took the role of the leader when
Yes.
you play a game like this.
Yes.
You know, and those skills are transferable. And, you know, like you said, you were maybe not academically strong, but you became the head girl.
I became the head girl. I noticed that my teachers always observe us, that anytime we're playing, I always command results. And if I should talk, my mates, the younger ones, the older ones, always listen to whatever instruction I give. And I was able to coordinate the play. That's another thing. So, and that led me to help the teachers with end of year parties. If they want children to present something, they will just call on me, just explain a little, and I'll give them the result. And it came as a result of this. I could remember very clearly.
Yeah, so you played a lot of it.
Yeah.
Because games like this can build your confidence.
Sure.
Right? And now you are a head teacher.
Yes.
Head teacher in your school.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some other, you know, benefits of playing this, you know. So I know that it can teach you patience as well. The past 2 or 3 weeks, I've been playing this with my husband in the evenings, and he has his own ways of playing. And I think when we started playing, he would always beat me because I think he's more strategic. Like, you know, he's calculating further than I can. But I observed him for a very long time, and then I started using his own strategy against him and started winning. You know, so patience, I think it can teach patience as well.
Yes, and also problem solving.
Problem solving skills.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remembered back then, in the midst of the game, we'll have problems among ourselves, children, and we never had adults to come and settle the issues. We'll settle ourselves. And yeah, game continues.
Yes. So you will fight and then separate and then come back.
Come back together.
Even for the love of the game, you will come back together. Back together, yeah. So there's also emotional regulation. That's what you're saying.
Sure, emotional regulation, of course.
Yeah. You know, another skill that children can learn from this is fine motor skills. And I was just thinking about the fact that, you know, we have a lot of young children now that are struggling in schools, and, you know, they don't have fine motor skills, and you have to come up with an intervention to help them. But we didn't see that when we were growing up.
Yeah.
You know, because we did a lot of games like this. I'm thinking of even from digging the hole and making it smooth and equal, and then, you know, picking up the seeds and everything. Children can develop fine motor skills from this game.
Sure. And, you know, our teachers also did not see it. And apart from fine motor skills, I can see bonding of friendship, relationship, and in the midst of playing the game.
Yes, yes. I think teachers can even use this for icebreakers in their classroom.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yes.
Even though, I mean, it's just two people playing. Yeah, it's just two people, but then it can be used as an icebreaker. There are many more skills that I think can be developed from playing Dara, and we're becoming so modernized and we're forgetting about some of this that we have.
Yeah, and one more thing I remember, our parents never stopped us from playing. I don't know, was it intentional? Do they know the advantages of playing? Or they feel it's something that was inherited from, the four parents back then. Yeah, and I don't know the difference between us and our parents back then. But I remember back then, during school, we'll come back dirty, but yet they will not even talk about it. And looking at the advantages of play today, it actually sharpened our understanding in also the academic aspect. Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, so I think it will be beneficial for homes to have Dara, isn't it?
Of course.
To have Dara. I don't know, they're made locally. I think, I'm not sure if you can find them in shops, like normal shops. Like you have to go to the local stores, like here in Jos where we live. I guess maybe a place like museum, but I don't know about other places, but this is what it looks like, and it can be easily made.
Even the seats, you can pick the seats yourself. Yeah, a carpenter can even make it.
Yes. So you are a play therapy trainee, like you said. I'm a play therapist. I don't use it in the play therapy room. Because the play therapy room is child-centered, and this is more directive, like you're asking the child to do this, but it can also be used in the play therapy room if it is, if you want to prescribe a treatment plan for the child. So I think play therapists in different parts of the world can actually add this to their play therapy room if they use direct approaches.
Direct approach.
Yes. So some of the benefits that we talked about, if a child is struggling with even cognitive impairment or emotional dysregulation, fine motor skills issues, this can be used to help. And also building therapeutic relationship, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just not only therapeutic relationship, but even just developing relationships with the child.
With the child.
Yes. So, is there anything else you want to say concerning Dara?
Yeah. I miss Dara. And right now that we're talking about it, I feel I should go back to it. I should have this in my home. Yeah, I can see bonding of relationship in the family and also with friends, even as an adult. And something with Dara, this is something that is not just for children. Adults play, and it's good for adults too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because in my community, I can see friends, old friends, grandparents coming together. They can just call each other, just the way you can call a friend. Can we talk over lunch? I can see these two old parents in my community, neighbors, where they can just call each other in the afternoon. Let's talk over Dara. And I can see them doing that weekly. Weekly. So I can see bonding of relationship even among friends.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. And the thing is, when we start playing at home, we don't touch our phones. Like we don't even think about.
We don't think about.
We don't think about the phones.
It has a way of relaxing the emotions.
Yes. So that's about Dara. For play therapists, you can use it in your play therapy room. You can use it therapeutically. For those who work with adults, this is also great, for working with adults. So see you in the next video.
Bye.